everybody, and welcome to the Little Knitty podcast. My name is Maribel.
My name is Jen.
And I am the dyer behind Rainier Roses.
And I am the owner of a Little Knitty yarn shop in Milton, Washington.
And we're bringing you our November
podcast. Yes. Yes. We always have to kind of like, what month is it?
Yeah.
Our favorite month is going to be over.
I know.
You're like, wah, wah. But now you're older now. We're both older now.
Yeah, we both turned 30.
I love you. Yes, that's the answer to that question. Yes.
It's okay.
Is this new? Sorry,
No.
I'm very distracted. I've been wanting to ask since you walked in the door.
This
is older, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
This is my love note that I knit when I was still doing full skeins.
Oh, that's right.
Because this is my Pillow Talk colorway.
I've been wanting to ask as soon as she walked in the door, and I was like, okay, let it fly out of your mouth.
This morning, it was very much a Goldilocks situation with my sweaters because it's like dark and rainy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to wear a hand knit. And so I grabbed my sweater hug, and I'll send you all the stuff.
Okay.
And it's really itchy mohair.
It
It looks really cute, but I was like, I'm not going to suffer through that today.
Yeah. So then you'll be like,
Yeah. Just like that. And then I test knit a sweater for Jennifer Steingass a few years ago, but the hem rolls up at the bottom, and it was knit in Drover, and it's discontinued. You don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have enough.
to make it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I went with this one. But this one
is not right. This is just right.
it's kind of right. It's the neckline is really tight, so it's just like rub it on, which is going to be a pain when I take it off.
It hurts the nose when it comes off. Every single love note I have is the same way. Like I can't have bobby pins in my hair. I can't have like my glasses on. It's like
but it's cute.
But it is cute, and I do like the neckline that it sits so up high. So you
just got to start putting buttons in them.
Yes, that would totally work. Well, what have you been working on or doing or whatever? What are we doing first?
I am still being very monogamous.
We've both been monogamous this month, which means we don't have as much to show.
But you know how I was like, I'm going to finish my Mabel sweater?
Oh, yeah. How'd that go? I'm glad you didn't wear that today.
Okay. However, there's a reason.
So pretty, though.
So cute.
It is so pretty.
I love this color. This is my favorite color ever.
Yeah, it is so pretty.
So I had dropped a stitch.
Oh.
And I laddered down to fix it. Didn't fix it correctly because this is broken fisherman's rib. So there's knit through the back loop, knit through, purl through the back loop. And so I was knitting this while I was vending.
Oh, okay.
Something stuck in my throat.
Where's my coffee?
Over
there. Crap.
And like I can knit and talk and not look at my projects.
Yeah. So you're just going along. And then I got like this far. And then I realized, hey, that stitch that you fixed it's not fixed. Oh, no. So you had to rip it all back.
Yeah. So then I tried to ladder down again. And I was like, you just have to rip it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's always going to bother you. And that would be really hard to fix.
And it was like in the middle of my back, too.
I thought you were going to say like right here. But
I mean, I'd be like,
let's put a brooch right there.
So, I finally ripped it out. I got to it yesterday.
Okay.
So now I'm just...
You're on course to keep going.
But it's so cute.
It is so cute.
I just want to finish. This is very much a product.
Yes.
Knit.
I'm not enjoying the process. Just get this off my needles.
But my yarn is so soft.
Yes. Oh, it is. And this is your yak base, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so soft. Good job.
Thanks. I keep imagining you're going to look so good in this. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Just keep swimming. And so it's raglan top down, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as you can divide for sleeves, things will go better too. Because it's like,
and it's on a US size 3 needle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I usually do US 4, but the difference between a 3 and a 4
was a lot.
Is a lot.
Yeah. And it's just too much. And then also after blocking, I love the fabric you have right now. And after blocking, you don't want it to be loosey-goosey. Good job. What else? Is there anything else?
Yeah, I am still working on my cross stitch.
Woohoo.
These are some of those kits.
Oh, I love this Boo one.
I have hanging thread, but it's okay. That's where I'm at.
Look at that.
It looks so cute.
It does look cute.
So this is like the halfway point here,
okay.
and then this is the bottom of it.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I'm like 35% done.
Yeah. So. Do you highlight or do you color in as you finish a part?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really smart.
I won't show.
Yeah, because it's a pattern. But we do have these kits in the shop, but that's really smart. Like I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So many tips and tricks from this one.
So this is what it looks like. It's going to be it's a little pillow finish, which as Jen mentioned, we do have kits in the shop, and I have a cross-stitching 101 class later in November. There's still spots. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, words are hard.
Words are hard.
I'm running out of air.
She fell down this morning. It's okay. You literally knocked the wind out of yourself.
My husband's a hero. But then next month in December, we'll be finishing our project. So if you want to make them into a pillow after you have finished your cross stitching or any other thing, you can set it for that class too.
I love that. Yeah, because that's like the number one thing that people have been asking for is, I mean, not just the tips and tricks of your 101, mm-hmm. but like how do I'm all done. It's still on the hoop. What do I do?
Yeah.
You know,
it's like you finish a sweater.
Yes.
And then you're like, it just looks like that. And I'm like, okay, you got to block it.
Weaving your ends. Yeah. All the finishing. And that's what makes it sing, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like, I mean, I can do that, but yeah, I can't do the finishing part. So yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Do you have any other knitting or just cross stitching?
Just cross stitching because the sweater.
Yes, you're monogamous.
It needs all my attention. Yes. If again, I would have just ripped it out, started something new.
I understand.
This one.
Oh, I remember this one.
I started this last year.
Yeah, I like this one.
It's called Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I can't talk today.
We'll put the closed captioning on.
And so this.
Oh, the fabric is so pretty.
That's what it looks like. It's very spooky and Halloween-y, and I love it.
Yes. And Halloween is a thing year-round in your house, right?
Yes.
So it's not like she has to hurry up and finish it before, the end of the month.
Yeah. I have like 3 witch patterns that cross-stitching patterns that are up. My Krampus is up year-round.
I accidentally left some Christmas decorations up all year round. I didn't even see it. And then like recently I was like, well, let's just let that ride.
My husband left, I don't know what it's called, but just like the fake pine, whatever, wrapped around our porch, just on one side. And he was like, I'll get to it.
Yeah. And then now it's like, might as well leave it.
Just add to it.
Each month have a different like ornament that goes on it.
Yeah. I don't have an HOA, so
I'm gonna do what I want. I have also been very monogamous, which means not much has come off the needles because I've been partaking in this Stephen West mystery knit along. This thing's humongous. I can't see. Yeah, I know, right? where are we? This might be our screenshot. So if this is totally a spoiler alert if you haven't gotten to Clue 4, but we did a whole bunch of weird stuff, and then Clue 4 was picking up this edge, and then this will come in, and it will be a semicircle.
Oh, okay, so you go long ways. So the long stuff first.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Like, so it was making a weird shape. Like it was like a parallelogram or something. I don't know. That's not the right word, but it was making a very weird shape. And then when we picked up the edge, it's like, oh, that makes more sense. So I have like 199 stitches. I only know that because I counted last night. But and then I will be done. I have like 60 more rows, I think, and then I'm done. There is an option to pick up this edge and do some other stuff down here, but I'm done.
Yeah. Like Stephen West patterns, for me at least, it's one of those, like, you trust the process.
You do.
You have to.
You do. Yeah.
However, when he's like, add egg, I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm tapping out. I have enjoyed this process, and I really love when I heard it was kind of a mod design, like very graphic. That is my jam. So I was like, okay, I very much want to do it. And then also, I've definitely learned things, and I learned that I totally did this part wrong. Like I did not pay attention to the directions, in all honesty. I looked at it for 5 seconds and was like, okay, I know how to do that. And I didn't look at the video. And so I did it. And then Hilda looked at it and goes, yours are different than mine. Which is a very kind way of saying, you did that wrong. But I didn't hate it, because this little loop that goes like that, I pulled to the back. So instead of holding the yarn to the front like I was supposed to, I held it to the back. So it was just these little dots. And but I wanted it correct per the pattern. So I ripped it back and did it again. So that was yesterday. So and then the rest of it is just like these dots again. And then this, he calls them triangles, but I see U's.
Yeah, I see squares.
Or
like if you finish it, it would be a square.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. It's a Rorschach test. I was going to do this in black and white and just have it very graphic on the wall, but I feel like it might have looked like one of those optical illusions.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You stare at it too long and it starts moving. So I'm glad I didn't do black and white. But I did Heritage is my pink color, and Square Peg Yarns, not Amsterdam, is my other color. So yes, I've been very, very monogamous.
I interrupt this podcast to show you my fully finished piece and my cat. I now return you to your previously scheduled podcast.
Mess with this. Every once in a while, I take a little palette cleanser break and make a hat. So I did make a couple hats this month because I needed a break.
Needed a few breaks.
Or I needed one week I finished my clue early. So this is, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it here. It's a hat I've made before, but it's just really fun, funky ride. And I had leftovers from my crochet cardigan. And so I'm like, well, that is probably enough to make a hat. And it barely was, but I made it. So yeah, I don't have any other finished projects, but I have bags.
I love being a bag lady. I have a lot of bags in my house now.
Yes. So I am going to New Zealand this week. And if you're going on a lot of plane rides, you need lots of projects. So I have started, that is fun. My needle is through my fabric. I've started 3 projects, maybe 4. And then this one's just like knit in the round cowl that it has a provisional cast on, so I'll just attach it to itself. This is like one of my most, this is what I do all the time. This is yarn that I got in at Oregon Flock and Fiber, and it's micro skeins that are named after Downton Abbey characters. Ooh. And then I'm gonna watch Downton Abbey on the plane and knit the characters.
They're so little.
And they're so little. So they make on this they do two stripes, so 4 rounds each. So I'm doing 2 stripes. This was Thomas right here, and then this one I can't remember who this is, but each one Mr. Bates, Anna. Oh look, Anna and Mr. Bates. Anyway. Some of them are wound into balls already with the name in the center. So then I don't know what it is, but I will know when I get to the center. So this is just kind of a fun little project that will keep me entertained, and then I can watch. I can watch my my movie, my show. I downloaded a whole bunch of Downton Abbey. So that's one, and it's Brainless. I can do it in the dark. It's just not, stockinette in the round. This one also has been started, but only enough to
is a baby.
Just to kind of get my understanding of the pattern. But this is Color Riot by
all knit up designs. And I got this yarn at Oregon Flock and Fiber as well. So this is like my yarn, right? Like this isn't like a sample for the shop or anything like that. But I have many balls of yarn that will make this color Riot. I'll put a picture of what color Riot looks like when you're done. And this is my edge. I got 2 skeins that were pretty much the same color at Oregon Flock and Fiber. Evidently, I needed this in my life.
That's I pretty much only do business knitting and crochet.
Yeah.
Like this one's an exception.
Yes.
I might turn it into a kit later. But like having time for personal stuff,
that's what really all hard. Of this is. This is all personal stuff. This has nothing to do with the shop. It's like even these yarns, like I don't have access to them, right? So I can't bring it in because then people will be like, "What's that? I want that." And so this is indulgent me yarn. Oh, and the yarn was 3 Fates. And it was actually, she had it as a kit for something else, but I was like, that's going to look good in the
color
Riot. So I'm going to do that. And then this has traveled with me. It smells like sunscreen.
It does. I don't know why I felt like the need. I thought you were going to say, oh, it smells like sheep. And I was like, okay, well, I've already committed.
It smells like sunscreen because I knit it by the pool. As one does. Yeah. This is just my tried and true Copilot. I'm about halfway done. Again, another one that I don't have to think about. And I did either bring interchangeable needles. So if they don't like my knitting in any of my locations, I can pop off the needles and give them to them. Or I have knitting barber cords in each bag so I can throw the knitting barber cord through my work and give them my needle.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I'm told that we have a customer that moved to New Zealand. I'm told that there's no problems there, but
all it takes is that one TSA agent.
Exactly. It just takes somebody maybe having a bad day and not happy and I don't know. I just don't want to chance it. So I don't want to lose my work.
The way I see it is people are people and people mean they're TSA agents. I did when Sophia was really little. I went economy, whatever, on whatever flight.
Yeah.
And so I was taking my stroller, my baby bag, and my bag. And they're like, you can't. You need to check that in. And I was like, I know the rules. Go call your boss.
Yeah.
And my brothers were like, I'm not paying $200.
Yeah. When you can gate check it. Because you can just roll that thing up. And,
so I was like,
I'm
keeping my stroller.
Yeah. And when you're a new mama with all that stuff, it's don't mess with me.
And then she was like, well, you can't take all those drinks. And I'm like, yes, I can. You need to look and see what your job is.
Love it.
I've never been a Karen. But
I read all the rules and I'm very well versed in this.
Yes. And then you can just yell at your TSA agent and be like, let me bring my needles.
I just need my knitting needles. I really don't think it's going to be a problem, but I just am always prepared. That's my number one travel tip is just always be prepared that any needle you bring, you may have to say goodbye to.
Yeah.
And don't bring more needles than you really think you'll need just because I have heard of people bringing a whole set and getting them taken away. Mostly in Mexico, coming out of Cabo and Cancun. But you just don't want to lose your whole set.
Yeah.
That would be sad. But yeah, so I just have been prepping little projects and then not allowing myself to knit them. Oh, I have a muscle burra too. I don't know where that went.
Exciting from you.
Is that home somewhere? It's probably in this bag of tricks here. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, prepping for flying many hours. Because we have 3 flights and a 3-hour layover between each one. And the second flight is 13 hours. So yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of knitting. I will come back and show you all the knitting that I did. It will probably just be on the flights because we are going to Ashford to learn how to use weaving looms and spinning wheels and everything Ashford makes. So that's
exciting.
That's going to be what I'm doing when I'm there. So I won't be knitting as much. So.
Mm-hmm.
And going around New Zealand and seeing what it's like.
Seeing where the hobbits live.
Yes, exactly. I told you guys this before. We've been studying by watching Lord of the Rings.
Again, I still have not seen it.
One day. Have a watch party. Anyway, do you have anything on your horizon as far as like, I know we talked about the classes a little bit. Mm-hmm. Any shows?
Oh, yeah. I am vending at I think it's the SoCal. No, that's not it. That's not it.
That's not it
Plus,
at
that
all.
was already like, oh, gone. It's a show in Long Beach. It's really small.
On Veterans Day weekend.
Veterans Day weekend. Oh, I was not prepared. And then you asked me a question, and I was like, I blanked.
I don't know. I will put the information below.
Yes.
In case you want to go visit her there. And do you have any plans to cast on something new?
I always have plans for new things.
I know, right?
Hohilo Catelli just released a pattern today. And it's a one skein, like diamond shaped.
Yes, I did see that.
And I need to go through some of my personal stash.
Yeah. It was fingering weight?
I think so. Yeah.
I have actually swatched and started a new sweater by Wool and Pine Design that came out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but there's too many brain cells that I have to rub together to do that pattern. So
because it was the cardigan, right? And then they released
first it was a cardigan, and then she recently released the 3-season cardigan or pullover, and I'm doing the pullover, and it is very, very fun, but it's not my usual, like I'm garter girl. Like, this is my jam. And it is, fully cabled. And like, I mean, there's parts that aren't cabled, but then that's lace. So,
right.
I like the back side of it because for the most part, the backside is just knitting and purling. But yeah, so right now I'm working on the back piece, and but yeah, that's gonna be a long time before that one's finished. Like it's a lot of work. But I did properly swatch. My swatch was 15 inches wide. I properly swatched for that.
I wouldn't have.
I didn't want to, but I actually put together a little social media thing series. That's what I was looking for. About like what I learned while I was swatching. So like I don't love swatching, right? Like, but I know it's worth it. So just to know that I was gonna get gauge, and I did get gauge, but even if I didn't get gauge, then what do I have to do? Go knit the size bigger, go knit the size smaller, whatever. And so, yeah, like we learn a lot. I got to learn the drape of the fabric because that's kind of important in this sweater. Like you don't want it to be like too cardboardy, but you also don't want it to be like so billowy that you're losing all your stitch definition. So, anyway, there's lots of lessons to be learned, and you got to practice all of the stitches, like, the chart,
right?
Because it was charted.
Right?
Yeah. And so the swatch was a little tiny bit of each one of the patterns that you're going to be doing during the sweater. So then you got kind of used to the cadence of that. And then it was easier when you got to the sweater. And remembering like this cable with the slash this way means hold it to the back, and, just all those things. Cause I'm not very good at visual charts. I just am not. I'd rather have the written word. But yeah, anyway, so I got used to the pattern and it's going. But I'll share that later. Hopefully there will be more than this much knit. But I do have a pretty little swatch. Maybe that might be the only thing that ever happens with it. Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes you just need your hands to do stuff.
True story. I have not wound up all the yarn yet, so it's just one ball at a time. We'll see how far I get. I'm not really good at piece sweaters too, because I love like your sweater. Like I can try it on as I go.
And like I'm just done when you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I'm super lazy knitter, so top down raglan is like my jam. So piece sweaters are not always my favorite, but
yeah, there's a I love Hohilo.
Yes, I know. She's your girl.
But she has a vest, and I think it's called Emery vest, and it's a pullover, so it's like 2-in-1.
Okay,
and it's like all over cable, and I think I need some yarn now.
Yes,
and it's like worsted weight.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I've been doing a lot of fingering weight. I just need
will feel so big because you'll probably have like 7s or 8s, and like that will feel so big.
Yeah, compared to my 3s. Yeah.
Well, I think that's about all from us today. We'll keep knitting and bringing you more stuff next month. We'll bring you our December episode next.
That's the end of the year.
Yeah, I know. I keep writing 2025 by accident because it just feels like I'm planning classes and stuff for 2025. And I'm like, no, we're still in 2024. Yeah. But anyway, have a wonderful day.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.